everybody. It's Kristen, and it's another episode of Did You Know? And today we're going to talk about feral altars. A feral altar is an altar that is very animal-like. They could be an animal altar, but they don't have to be. They usually don't speak. Basically, they're just very animal-like. They don't speak. They growl. They bite. They usually harm themselves in some form or fashion, but they don't always. Sometimes they're just like a pet, like a dog or something. Other times they're like a werewolf, or how you would imagine a person who turns into a werewolf would be. We have a feral altar. Well, we used to have one feral altar, and then we had two feral altars, and now we have one feral altar again because that feral altar was integrated with our manager that's an issue for us. But he has these, we call them rages, but they're more like moments of lostness, where if something triggers him, he will get really angry and not be able to control himself, and then there's this weird change. It's not like a switch, it's just a change where he can't speak or control himself, and he gets pretty darn violent. So we don't let him front anymore because of that. Feral altars are usually trauma altars too. They usually harbor some sort of pent-up emotion that they need to come to terms with or access to be able to heal and get past that. Which is what we're trying to do with Ez. We're trying to get him to deal with whatever it is that he can't deal with in a slow, very slow fashion. We don't want him just to be like, here, have this, and then him freak out because he can't deal with it, because that's just unfair, because I know how that feels, and I'm not going to push that on anybody else. So, but usually from what we experience, the best way to deal with it is just to take it slow. We don't let him front as much because he is violent, and he is mostly violent towards the body, and so we don't want it to hurt ourselves, and we don't want to have terrible impressions on other people. That sounds really bad, but it's the truth. We don't want other people to think that we're dangerous or something like that, because Ez can't control himself, and we haven't figured out how to fix him yet. So right now we just don't let him front, but we have a few altars that come in and out, and they're like, hey buddy, how's it going? We're going to talk about this today. Can you understand what I'm saying, or are you just going to sit there and drool the entire time and then bite your hand? But it really just depends on how lucid he is that whenever we talk to him, because sometimes he's pretty darn lucid, other times he's not, and other times he's having a full-blown panic attack. It just depends. But yeah, that's about all I really want to say about it, because we don't know very well what we're dealing with, but we know it's a thing, and we want to tell people about it because it is a thing and it happens, and you don't need to be incredibly alarmed about it because you're not alone. Yay! Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go now. Bye.